What is going on, everybody? This is the Negro Shotty, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys a little bit about the E3 2017 press conferences. Well, the ones that came out, the ones that have been done so far. So E3, so far, this E3 2017 has been a mixed bag. We still got Ubisoft and Sony and also Nintendo to go. So far, we got Bethesda out of the way. We got Microsoft and EA, and I might touch on EA a little bit. I might touch on EA a little bit on this video, but really, just to kind of sum up my thoughts on EA's press conference, it was utter garbage. They always take an L, like every year. And Titanfall 2, that was a good game. That was a good game that they showed last year. But as far as this year goes, that conference, first of all, between EA and I think Microsoft did this a little bit, and Bethesda really didn't make Bethesda didn't really make the same mistake as EA and also Microsoft. In the beginning of Microsoft's conference, I feel like EA doesn't realize that people, for the most part, did not come to E3 to hear a bunch of marketing talk. Like people didn't come to E3 just to hear people talk. People go to E3 and people watch E3 to basically see the newest video games. Like nobody's going to E3 to hear you talk. No one's going to E3 to see all this fake stuff. And yeah, that EA conference was just garbage. First of all, nobody really cares about sports. That's another thing. Like no one cares about sports as far as the E3 2017. As far as E3 goes, like none of the people. I want to really say that and this is probably a sweeping statement. Like this is probably just a big uh generalization here, but it's like I don't think anybody in that crowd really, came to the conference for Madden and like FIFA and like I just don't think anyone really cares about sports who is sitting in that room, who is like sitting in that room, watching the conference. I don't think anyone really cares about sports. They got to show. I mean, I understand they got to show Madden and FIFA and all this stuff because they got to show it because this is also for like I guess investors also. Like it's not just a public facing event. It's also for investors to for the investors to see what type of games these companies are coming out with. It's for investors, for stockholders and stuff like that. But it's like you got to make your conference more interesting. And honestly, this EA conference, man, worthy. And man, when that woman walked out on stage, the woman that's gonna be in the Star Wars game, when she walked on stage, dude started whistling and stuff, doing that whistle. You know that whistle that men do. Like it was very cringeworthy, and these men act like they never seen a woman before, and really the whole EA conference was garbage. Basically, they showed off Need for Speed. They showed off that Need for Speed Payback, which is basically fake Fast and Furious. It's almost I guess I can kind of say it's Need for Speed the Run 2. And I don't think people like Need for Speed the Run. I think that was the worst one out of all of them. I think. Like I don't think a lot of people like Need for Speed the Run. And from the gameplay I saw, like I just I think they just need to go back and just make another Need for Speed Underground because all the Need for Speed games, like they haven't been good since Need for Speed Underground, in my opinion. They like I think the only notable games that they showed at EA's press conference was Anthem, which they didn't really show gameplay of Anthem. They showed a trailer of Anthem, and we got gameplay of Anthem at Microsoft's press conference, and let's see, they showed A Way Out, which is like A Way Out is an indie game. It's an indie game, but it has a budget behind it, and I can get behind something like that. I think A Way Out is an interesting game. It's a co-op game, and the only thing that would keep me from buying it is ironically the fact that it's a co-op game. It's like I need another person to play, and I don't think I want to play with somebody online. So, but A Way Out, it seems like a very interesting game because like they split the screen in like different ways. Like they'll split it like horizontally and vertically like this, and I don't know. It seems like a better version. I'm probably gonna get some hate for saying this, but it's a better version of Uncharted. It seems like a co-op version of Uncharted. It really reminds me of Uncharted, but it seems like it's doing a lot more than what Uncharted is actually doing. And I know I'm gonna get some hate for that, but yeah, A Way Out and also Anthem. Those are the highlights of EA's press conference because I don't really care about Star Wars. I mean, I see a Star Wars movie like every year now. Like I saw the Force Awakens and I saw Rogue One, and it's like okay, I get that Star Wars is a big thing, but Star Wars Battlefront they showed that for like 40 minutes, I think, and then they showed NBA Live, which like no I guess like nobody cares about NBA Live. So, but yeah, EA's press conference. If I had to give it a grade, and I think that's how I'm going to be scoring these press conferences. I'm just going to give them a grade. Like we're in school again. I'm going to give them a grade from A to E or A to F, and I got to give them an. I'll give them a. I'm gonna give them an F, man. No, I'm gonna give them an E. EA gets an E. They get a 50 out of 100. They did poorly. So moving on to Microsoft's press conference, and hopefully I recorded everything that I tried to write down. I tried to record everything that they showed at Microsoft's press conference. So I got to grab my phone here. I got all the games, or at least most of the games that they showed at the press conference, and I. I've been hearing a lot of people say that this press conference, Microsoft's press conference, wasn't a good press conference, and I gotta disagree. I mean, this is one of the best Microsoft press conferences in years. I want to say, like Microsoft has never gone this hard. They really haven't, and like I understand, like they really don't have any exclusives, and I understand the criticisms that the fact that they were saying stuff like console launch exclusive, and there was another exclusive term that they used, but basically the way that they were claiming that some of those games were exclusive, it kind of wasn't clear. And one of the other criticisms that I guess there are a lot of people who are kind of disappointed in like this Xbox, in like the new Xbox One X, because that was supposed to be the big thing about this Microsoft E3 conference, was basically the Xbox One X, which was originally they called it the Project Scorpio. And honestly, going into this conference, I did not care about the Scorpio. I don't plan on picking one up. I really don't. Uh, I think like I've said this before in this channel. I think it's a giant waste of time. These I like to call them halfway consoles, or like fake PCs. This PlayStation 4 Pro, and then the Xbox One X, which is the so they revealed that the Scorpio is going to be called the Xbox One X, which I think is also a it's probably going to cause a problem, because you're calling it Xbox One X, but you have a Xbox One S, and I think people are going to get confused by that. Sort of like how people got confused with like the Wii and the Wii U. So it's like I think that people are going to get confused by the Xbox One X, and then like people are going to be confused. Like I think that if a child writes on his Christmas list, this November, like if someone, like if a child wrote on his Christmas list and tells his mother or whatever, like I want an Xbox One X, and she goes to the counter, she's like, I can't remember which one my child wants. Is it Xbox One X or is it Xbox One S? I think people might get confused by that. But as far as the conference goes, I thought the conference was pretty good. Like I said, I don't really agree. I don't really agree with a lot of people saying that this was a horrible conference because I get what they're saying, about like there not really being any big exclusives, like any like actual exclusives. I mean, every year, every year we see the same games from Xbox though. I mean, that's my only argument. It's like we see the same games from Xbox. Like we see the same type of games, and then we always see the Holy Trinity. We always see that Trinity. We always see Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. We always see Forza, Gears, and Halo. Just about every year, it's Forza, Gears, Halo, and those three franchises. Like if you don't care about Forza, Forza, Gears, or Halo, you probably kind of tune out Xbox's conference every year, and it's just like I don't care about those franchises. And so this year, Phil Spencer he came out there and he's like, look, guys, I'm gonna show you guys 44 games. I'm gonna show you guys 44 games, and 22 of those games are going to be Xbox exclusives. They're going to be Xbox and Windows 10 exclusives, and they showed out. I mean, this is the most variety that I've seen. It's the most variety that I've seen on Microsoft's stage in I want to say in years, man. Like this has been the most variety that they have had in years, and I honestly don't see like being an Xbox fan. Like if anyone is an Xbox fan, I don't see how you could really be disappointed by this year. I mean, maybe it's because you don't because like they didn't show off Gears and they didn't show off Halo 6, and I mean they showed Forza. I mean, so they showed one of the holy trinity of Xbox games, but they didn't show Halo 6 or anything like that. But 343 said that they weren't going to be at the conference, so they weren't lying. But so just going down what they showed in order. So the first thing that Microsoft showed was for the first 9 minutes. For the first 9 minutes of this conference, they showed the Xbox One X, and they talked about the Xbox One X. They didn't go into a lot of detail about like the specs, about like the inside of the Xbox One. They mentioned that it's gonna have like cooling, like liquid cooling or vapor cooling, and they mentioned like the size of the box and everything like that. And I think they were smart to not like try to over explain the specs and everything like that, because the people sitting there at the conference would just be bored out of their mind, and they probably wouldn't understand all about like the architecture and the stuff inside of the box. So that was smart for them to kind of get the Xbox One X, like it was smart for them to get the reveal out of the way first. And then they showed Forza, and then while they were showing Forza, they showed a car. They showed a Porsche car, and here's something that was just kind of bothering me. While they were showing the car and while they were showing Forza, they kept saying Porsche. Is it Porsche or is it Porsche? I could have sworn it's Porsche. Who says a Porsche car? I thought it was called Porsche. I could have sworn it's pronounced Porsche. Like they kept saying, and this new Porsche car is going to be in Forza. I'm like, is it Porsche or is it Porsche? But okay, so they showed Forza, and honestly, I don't give a crap about Forza, but it looks amazing though. It looks amazing. They showed Metro. I forgot the name of the Metro game. I think it's called Metro Exodus, and I'm not sure if that's a console exclusive, It'd be crazy if it was a console exclusive because I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people like the Metro series. I've been kind of I've been wanting to check that whole series out, but I never got a chance to check out Metro. Uh, Assassin's Creed, Assassin's Creed Origins. They showed that out. So they showed off Assassin's Creed Origins, and surprisingly, it looks amazing. Well, not amazing. That's going too far saying it looks amazing, but it looks good. This is probably the one Assassin's Creed in about 10 years, 10 years that actually looks like something that I want to play, or it looks decent. It looks decent, and the only criticisms I would say, because I know I've been reading a lot of people talk about. They showed this scene where by the end of the gameplay, uh, the guy shoots an arrow, and you can kind of guide the arrow toward the person you're trying to assassinate. And a lot of people were saying like this is stupid, man. Like how are you able to like guide that arrow and kind of curve the arrow and stuff like that? Like that was like a lot of people said that I was kind of dumb, but okay. Something that I do like, and I hope that this is like because like something in the trailer that I liked that I saw in the Assassin's Creed Origins trailer. Uh, I could have sworn that I saw like a snake monster. I could have sworn I saw some monsters in that trailer, and it's just like I've never seen the Assassin's Creed games kind of dive into like fantasy elements, and it like if this game is going to dive into Egyptian lore, like the gods and like Egyptian monsters and stuff. I might have to get this game, especially since judging off of the gameplay, it seems like they cleaned up the interface. Like normally the Assassin's Creed games, their UI, like the UI of the Assassin's Creed games, that UI, that user interface is usually cluttered. Like that user interface is just everything. Like everything is, up in your face. Usually, but in this game, it just seems like they cleaned up the UI a lot more, and it seems like the combat. It seems like the combat is more fluid, and it seems like better than what I've seen in any Assassin's Creed game. I mean, I saw the dude. He was dodging and stuff, and I was like, okay, this looks a lot better. So I'll probably keep my eye. I'll probably keep my eye on Assassin's Creed Origins. I'm shocked because I don't really care about Assassin's Creed. I'm really shocked. Uh, then after Assassin's Creed, they showed players unknown. Okay, so what is it? Players unknown battlegrounds, and I don't get the appeal for this game. I understand it's like what, like I think it's like 100 or 1,000 people in like a room. It's like 1,000 people in one match or something. But it's like didn't Mag try to do that? It's like it just looks whack to me. But a lot of people love that game. It's a very popular game on Twitch. Players Unknown Battlegrounds coming to Xbox One. I think it's actually Xbox One exclusive. So uh, there's one exclusive. Well, then again, this is something that I think a lot of people are kind of unclear on because they said I think they called it a console launch exclusive. So does that mean it's coming out when the Scorpio? I mean, not Scorpio. I gotta start calling it the Xbox One X. But is it coming out when the Xbox One X is like? Is it coming out when the Xbox One X is launching, or is it coming out, or does it mean like? Oh my God. Okay, so I'm getting a little confused. Is it going to be exclusive only to the Xbox One X, like forever, or is it going to like I don't know like the console exclusivity like the like I don't know it was just confusing. It was just confusing. Y'all, I think y'all kind of get what I mean. Like it's kind of confusing. I don't know, but we're gonna move on. So the next game that they showed was Deep Rock Galactic, and this game looks whack. It looked like a weird kind of No Man's Sky type of game. It just yeah, that game just it looked whack. So yeah, I'm just gonna move on from that. State of Decay 2, and that game maybe like here's the thing, because when I was watching this press conference, I had to lower my screen to 720p, and maybe that's the reason why the game didn't look as good. But State of Decay just doesn't look like anything to me. It looks like a really old game, and I was kind of interested in the first one, but I just never picked it up. But they got to show some more of that game. Uh, so after State of Decay 2, okay, so after State of Decay 2, some guy came out, some commentator came out and just started commentating over a match, just randomly, right? And they were showing off this game. It looks like another kind of like it kind of looks like kind of reminds you of Overwatch. It reminds you of Overwatch and maybe kind of Battleborn, maybe like a MOBA almost, maybe like a MOBA game. But this game called the Drawn Project, like it was just weird. Like the guy just started commentating out of nowhere. They showed like maybe 3 minutes of gameplay, and then that was it. It was just random. And then oh my god, this right here, this right here, this next game that they showed was the greatest thing that they showed at the entire conference. Best thing ever. Best game that they showed at the conference. Minecraft, Minecraft in 4K. Minecraft in 4K. This like, why does this thing need four? Like, here's the thing. Minecraft, if any of you guys is, it's like, what does 4K do for Minecraft? What does 4K do for a game like Minecraft? It's like, can y'all please stop showing Minecraft at y'all conference? Like I understand that Microsoft owns Minecraft, but can y'all stop showing that crap, please? Okay. Next thing they showed was Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Phil Spencer. So like, I want to say it was like maybe 2 months ago or whatever. Phil Spencer announced that he was going to Japan. He's going to Japan and he's going to check out some games. And so we get a whole section of Japanese games, and the first thing they show is Dragon Ball Fighter Z. And I did a small video. I did a small video on this the other day, and this game looks amazing. It's being developed by Arc System Works, the guys that do the Guilty Gear games. It looks amazing. This is probably going to be the game that is the Budokai killer. Like this is the game that's gonna probably be better than Dragon Ball Budokai. It's gonna have a great fighting. It's gonna be a great fighting game because I already know Arc System Works. They make great fighting games, so that's gonna be good. It looks exactly like the anime. I'm gonna be buying that day one, and also there's a beta coming out, so I'm definitely gonna be in that. The Black Desert. I think it's an MMO. Didn't really look like anything to me. The last night was an indie game. It was an indie game. Okay, I wrote Black Desert Online here twice. Let's see. Code Vein. Oh yeah. Okay, so Code Vein is basically a Dark Souls game that like it has an anime art style to it, and it looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. Uh, Sea of Thieves. So they sat down. So okay, for I want to say maybe like 5 or 10 minutes, they showed like extensive gameplay of Sea of Thieves, and honestly, I'm just not feeling it. That game, like, I think it's something that they really need to cater toward kids, man. Like, I think if they were going to do a pirate game like this, they should have done Pirates of the Caribbean. They should have got a Disney. They should have got a they should have got a deal with Disney or something and did a Pirates of the Caribbean. Because what I'm seeing now, it just feels like it looks like a children's game. It looks like something that I think the children should like. I think they should have marketed toward children. But I know they have drinking and other stuff in the game, so they can't really do that. But they need to kind of rethink. They need to rethink Sea of Thieves because that game is coming out next year. So it's been delayed. It's been delayed basically. They showed Tacoma, which like I don't know what the heck Tacoma is. It's just these weird indie games. They they showed Super Lucky's Tale, and for those of you guys who don't know, Lucky's Tale was a VR game. It was a VR game for I think the Oculus. So the thing that I didn't like, the thing that I did not like about this, Lucky's Tale. I get that they're trying to like I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to have games for kids, right? They're trying to have games for kids. But it's like, where the heck is Conquer? If you really wanted a game for kids, but also appeals to adults, like, why aren't they bringing Conquer back? Conquer is, it's Microsoft's equivalent to Ratchet and Clank. It can be for kids, but it can also be for adults. It's got that sort of appeal to it. So I don't understand why they're trying to get a game like Super Lucky's Tale. So I don't know. Where the heck is Conquer? Where the heck is Conquer? Cuphead. We finally got a release date for Cuphead. Cuphead is coming out September 29th. September 29th. I think we saw a little bit more gameplay of Cuphead. I might get it. Then we also saw Crackdown and Terry Crews. So Terry Crews was in the trailer, but I don't think Terry Crews is in the game, which I think is a missed opportunity. But Crackdown 3 got that destructible environments. We finally got a release date, November 27th, 2017, which I think might be a mistake because it might be a mistake to release Crackdown 3 in November. They probably should have shot for October because Call of Duty comes out and Battlefront comes out. Like, all these big games are coming out in November. I don't think people are going to choose Crackdown over those games, but I'm definitely going to get Crackdown 3 because Crackdown 3 was one of the games that I bought my Xbox One for, so I'm definitely gonna get that. And so at the Crackdown, I think at the Crackdown they showed a bunch of other they showed a highlight reel. They showed a highlight reel of a bunch of indie games, and the only indie games that really stood out to me in that highlight reel was this game called Shift and this game called Brawlout. And Brawlout is basically a Super Smash Brothers clone. And after that, they showed Ashen. They showed Life is Strange. And Life is Strange to me, it's just nothing but garbage to me. Like, it's another Telltale type of episodic garbage. But after Life is Strange, they showed Shadow of War and like hate relationship with this, man, because Shadow of Mordor, like, I'm not a big fan of Lord of the Rings, so I like Shadow of Mordor's I like the premise behind it, but I couldn't really get into it because I don't like Lord of the Rings. Like, I played that game for at least 17 hours, and I never even got past, like, I want to say, like, the second chapter of the game or whatever. So I'm probably not going to get Shadow of War, but what they showed of Shadow of War was pretty good. It's pretty good. Ori and the Blind Forest, Ori and the Will of the Wisp is the sequel to Ori and the Blind Forest, and it's just another one of them artistic games. If you're into that sort of thing, it looks all right. And last thing that they showed, and excuse me for a second, I get a drink of water because man, my throat been talking a lot. Okay, so last thing that they showed was Anthem, and this was the best thing that they showed at this conference. This is Microsoft's equivalent of I mean, it's Microsoft's equivalent of basically, you know how Ubisoft that Ubisoft does that thing where they show that one more game. You know, this is their big game. Anthem is the game from EA, and this is basically their Destiny killer. This game looks way better than Destiny. It reminds me of Titanfall, but it looks even better than that. Like the gameplay that we saw, you know, being able to it's not even just being able to use a jetpack. Like it's like you can fly through the air, and like just the gameplay was smooth and the graphics and everything. Anthem looks cool, man. Like this looks way better than Destiny. This is probably going to kill Destiny. As long as it's not as repetitive as Destiny. And this is a BioWare game, and I'm not even a BioWare. I'm not a BioWare dude, but this looks good. This looks way better than Mass Effect. So those were all the games that they showed. And okay, so Phil did come on stage quite a number of times. Uh, Phil Spencer announced original Xbox backwards compatibility, and I love how I love how I love how so like when Phil announced original Xbox backwards compatibility, you can hear some guy clearly say, "I love you, Phil. I love you, Phil." It's like, oh my god. First of all, people are cheering, standing up, clapping, out of their seats and everything. And it's just like these games are so old though. I mean, they're like 16-year-old games. And like maybe I'm a hypocrite because I've played Pokemon so many times over the years, like the original Pokemon and stuff. And those games are old, or probably even older than some of these Xbox games. But it's like these games just didn't age well. Like I guess that's the difference because it's like Pokemon. Even if you go back and play the original Pokemon, you know it aged pretty well. But these Xbox games, these original Xbox games, have not aged well. Like you need to remaster these games. Like for all the research and development, for all the R&D that Microsoft spent uh, trying to get trying to get backwards compatibility working, they could have just remastered a lot of these games, sort of like what Sony and Activision are doing with Crash. So this backwards compatibility for original Xbox games, I guess is a big deal for some people, but yeah, I don't really care. Uh, and so Phil also said that over 30 of the games that they showed at the conference are going to be Xbox One X enhanced, and that includes Dragon Ball. That includes Dragon Ball Fighter Z. So that's actually a big deal, especially for anime games, especially for Japanese games, because usually the place to go for Japanese games is for people to go for God, I can't even speak right now. Usually the place to go for Japanese games is the PlayStation 4. So to have Microsoft come out and say that all of our JRPGs, all of our games like Dragon Ball Fighter Z, like Code, Code Vein, Black Desert MMO or whatever the heck that thing is called. Like all our Japanese games are going to run better on the Xbox One X. They're going to look better. They're going to play better. That's a big deal because, like I said, normally the place to go is a PlayStation 4. Do I think a lot more people are going to buy Dragon Ball Fighter Z on the Xbox One versus the PlayStation 4? I don't think so, but maybe they will. Maybe they will. Maybe I'm wrong. But overall, I thought this was a great conference. I mean, I don't care that they didn't. That I don't care that maybe, like I said, with that exclusivity thing, it's kind of hard to tell. You know, which game really is a console exclusive, and which game is just exclusive for the time that the Xbox One X launches. So it's kind of hard to kind of judge. But Phil did say 22 exclusives. So they showed like regardless if they showed something that was like really big outside of Anthem, they showed a pretty diverse lineup, and that's a big thing for Microsoft. So I gotta say, Microsoft gets a B plus for me this year, man. They did pretty good. And so the last conference of last night, and I was so disappointed because they delayed conference for 2 hours. For 2 hours. They delayed Bethesda's conference for 2 hours, right? And I'm curious to know why they delayed this thing for 2 hours. And then they showed so little. They showed so little. The conference started at like 12 o'clock at night. 12 o'clock at night. Where I was at, where I'm at, it was 12 o'clock at night. It might have been 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock somewhere else in the world. But where I was, it was 12 o'clock at night. I stayed up for this thing. And I was disappointed. So the first thing they did wrong was waste my time with this intro. This intro that they had, I guess the kids, the developers at Bethesda, they did this little skit with the kids talking about what my daddy does. My daddy makes games. My daddy works on a computer, all that stuff. And then by the end of the skit, they're just like, "Welcome to the E3 to the Bethesda E3 press conference." And then the show starts, and then it's Bethesda Land. And Bethesda Land, they need to close down Bethesda Land. Bethesda Land was, I mean, I guess I can say I like the concept. I guess like it fits. It fits with the company. It fits with the company, but I think a lot of people were kind of turned off by it. And for the conference to just start so late and to have to sit through all of that, it was painful. It was painful. And the first few things that they showed in this conference, like I was slowly kind of drifting off. Like I had to keep my eyes open. I had to it was a struggle. It was just Elder Scrolls this and Elder Scrolls that. They even showed off a card game, which I could have sworn they showed a card game last year also, and I think the year before that. Like here's the thing: we don't come to E3 to see card games. We don't come to E3 like don't show a card game. Here's the thing: don't show a card game on stage. Don't show a VR game on stage. Don't show these indie games on stage. Don't show that crap because I don't care, and there's a lot of people that don't care. They show, oh yeah, speaking of VR, they show Fallout VR and Doom VR, which they called Doom VR is going to be called Doom BFR, and it's so stupid. It's like who wants to play a game with floating hands? Floating hands. It's like, and then the games don't look as good. They're not going to look as good as they will on Like they're not gonna look as good as they would if you weren't playing VR. Like the games, like this is stupid. This is just dumb. This is a giant waste of money. You could be working on another Doom. You could be working on another Fallout. Like this is giant waste of time, giant waste of money. Uh, after all of that, after all of that, they announced some mod service or whatever. I forgot the name of it. It was just something about the mods and stuff, but don't really care. And after all of that, oh god, after all of that, man, hold on. Show DLC for this bad boy, and I was really happy, so happy, and it's coming out this year. Death, Death of the Outsider, September. Get hype. So they showed DLC for that, and then they showed Evil Within 2. Yes, coming out this year, October. The only thing I don't like is like they don't show gameplay, like actual extended time with the game. Like they don't show extended gameplay. Like I want to see I want to see some gameplay from Evil Within 2. I mean, yeah, they showed a little bit, like they showed bits and pieces of gameplay from Evil Within 2, but I mean, I want more than that. I want way more than that. Uh, Other than that, they showed. I think the last thing they okay, I skipped something. I know I skipped something. Well, honestly, it's not even a big deal. They showed the Switch version of a Skyrim, and it's just like, who wants to play the game? Who wants to play the game like this? Who wants to play Skyrim like this? This is dumb. This is dumb. Old game. It came out in like 2009. Who wants to play that crap? Ain't nobody want to play that crap. And God, they did something else that I thought was like really stupid. So like at the start of the conference, and I should have mentioned this earlier. At the start of the conference, this is something that you also don't do at your conference. You don't do a recap. You don't do a recap of the games that you already released. Don't show me old games, please. I already played Dishonored 2. I played Dishonored 2, and I played this. I played this also. I played Prey. I already seen these games. Don't show me a recap. But I think the last thing that they showed, and I was disappointed. I was hoping that this game was going to be Starfield, the rumored game, because there was these rumors about this sci-fi game that Bethesda was going to have at their conference, and they showed Wolfenstein. And I know a lot of people were kind of looking forward to another Wolfenstein game, but the way that they introduced Wolfenstein with this kind of fake TV show. Man, when I saw this crap, because look, I have no connection with Wolfenstein. I didn't play the first two games and like that. So like looking at that TV show, that fake TV show, I was like, okay, are they making like at first I thought that was going to be the game. It was going to be like a girl and this robot dog. I thought this was going to be like the Last Guardian or something, like I don't know. Like it took me a minute to kind of realize that okay, this is a Wolfenstein. This is Wolfenstein, the new Colossus. And for those people who like Wolfenstein, I guess it looked cool. Well, I can't really say it looked cool to me, but you know, graphics look good. Uh, it's just something about it. Like I don't care. I don't care. So overall, Bethesda's conference, big fat L for this year. That like big fat L for this year. You got people staying up. Got people staying up. to watch this crap. Half of your conference was boring, and you only showed two good things. Really, in my opinion, you only showed two, two things that I would care about. And for a lot of people, it's three. For a lot of people, there's three good things. But for me, there was two. So I'm very disappointed. Yeah. So Bethesda, you're gonna get a D this year. You got a D. I can't give you an F. I really want to give them an F, but they didn't do as bad as EA, so I can't really do that. So overall, this has been my thoughts on the on the E3 press conferences so far. We still got Sony and we got Sony and Ubisoft today, and then we got Nintendo. Nintendo. Yeah, so we got Nintendo on Tuesday, and I might talk about that also, and probably going to also do a podcast just breaking all these conferences down with my co-host of the podcast, Rex Sparks. So I guess look out for that video. Actually, if anybody wants to join the podcast, just uh, you can like message me or something. We'll figure something out. But thank you guys for watching this video. And if you got to the end of the video, uh, if you got to the end of this video, in the comment section below, just write what you thought about this E3 2017 so far up until this point, because so far it's been good with Microsoft, but the other two conferences have been garbage. So save us, Sony. Save us, Sony. Save us, Sony. And they will. So Sony's gonna kill Microsoft. Sony's gonna kill Microsoft. Sony is gonna shut things down. But thank you guys for watching the video. I'm out of here. Peace.